How's it going, everyone? My name is True Underdog, overlord of the tier lists in Mortal Kombat 11. Just in case you're new to this channel, I've made an awful lot of tier lists, and I really do enjoy talking about them. So of course I had to comment on a tier list left by Sonicfox, a player that many would agree is the best at Mortal Kombat 11. At the very least, they have more championship victories than any player that comes to mind. And I'm gonna level with you, in the past, Sonicfox has had some pretty crazy hot takes with their tier list, but this one honestly makes a lot of sense to me. So without any further ado, let's tear into this tier list. Even though the entire tier list is about to be invalidated because Combat Pack 3 is right around the corner. I'm not giving up hope. So right off the bat, keep in mind that only the first 5 characters in the very top row are in order. After that, left and right does not matter one bit. So in other words, RoboCop might not be better than Shiva. They're all S tier. And on top of that, it looks like Sonicfox has ranked these characters based on what they can get away with in the game. In other words, certain characters can be abused much better than others. And I don't think that YouTube's gonna let me say this word, so instead I'm going to say nonsense. So S tier is characters that have really good nonsense compared to everybody else. And then for S minus, they still have some nonsense, but it's a bit more tolerable. And then in A plus, they're actually fair and solid, otherwise known as balanced. And then finally in A, they have characters that work hard. And one more very important thing worth noting, look what Sonicfox wrote right here. There is no unviable character. Yes, sing it from the mountaintops. I've been saying this too. While I do think Shao Kahn deserves some buffs, I don't think he's unusable. In fact, when I want to have fun and cut loose in this game, I play Shao Kahn. He just speaks to me. And the same is also true for Frost and Katana. I love these characters, they speak to me, and I don't think they're terrible. Could they be a bit better? Yeah, but they're not severely lacking. Now, when it comes to the best characters in fighting games, I tend to be a bit less lenient, and I do think you should nerf characters if they keep showing up over and over and over again, especially at tournaments. But with all of that said, I do still think Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate is in a really good spot. I would say just nerf like the top 5 characters a little bit, just some minor adjustments, and then normalize some of the bottom tiers, and you're in a really good spot, almost perfect. All right, here we go, time to dig right in. So the first 5 characters, these are actually in order. Now, I'm not trying to be rude, but I think Sonicfox might be downplaying his boy. I would think put Joker in front of Fujin and maybe Jackie in front of Liu Kang, and then we'd be in a really good spot. But that's just my opinion, and once again, this is the best player in the world. But honestly, I agree on the top 5. Not the order, but I agree on these being the top 5. And then for the rest of S plus tier, I'm pretty happy because I really like Spawn, and I really like Cabal, and I like that Sonicfox agrees they're really good. For anyone wondering why Jade is up here, it's because she can make herself safe on everything now, as long as she has bar. And the same is also true for Spawn. The main difference is Spawn gets way more damage, and Johnny Cage is still pretty much the best footsie character in the game. Sub-Zero is mix-ups for days, and thanks to custom variations, he's now safe on everything. And then for Cabal, the guy just controls space really well. He has complete air superiority over every character in the game. He can jump around whenever he wants to, and you have to deal with him. In fact, if you have any friends that ever try to tell you that Mortal Kombat 11 is about neutral, just show them gameplay of Cabal. He's jumping all over the place, and you have to respect him. Alright, and now the S tier. So Cassie Cage still looking really strong. Nobody believed me when I made that video saying Cassie Cage is godlike. I'm telling you, she was the queen at one point, and she's still really strong. I'm not gonna lie though, some of these choices do have me a bit baffled, like Raiden. Raiden apparently just really good. He's actually godlike according to Sonicfox. I do think custom variations made him a bit stronger, and he does keep getting buffed. However, even so, I can't see Raiden excelling in too many matchups, but I think Sonicfox might know something that we don't. I do think Collector's great. I've said for a while that Collector is great. Shiva, I think, is also really good. I'm surprised that Shiva's actually not in this row. I'm surprised that Shiva and Jade haven't switched places. Because keep in mind, Shiva has won several tournaments, and they've been fairly recent. And I saw some people in the comments were like, whoa, what is Jax doing here? Make sure to watch Ninja Killa's Jax. I think that might be why Sonicfox is scared, because Ninja Killa has his numbers sometimes, and Ninja Killa started playing Jax recently. And don't forget, Jax also does have the highest damaging combo in the game for only 1 bar. I feel like somebody made a video about that and broke down how to do the combo step by step. I'll have to find out for sure though. Seeing Aaron Black here is also kind of shocking, but I think Sonicfox might just still be in love with him. That has always been Sonicfox's bottom girl. But for the most part, I completely agree with... Wait, RoboCop? RoboCop is in this tier? Okay, it's gotta be due to some gimmicks that I don't know about. Don't get me wrong, that command grab is pretty darn good, and he has some really decent keep away, but he has some weird gaps in his strings. You can duck under some of them, and his crushing blows don't feel that reliable as well. I really don't think this tier list is about matchups, otherwise I think he'd be lower. But once again, I'm not Sonicfox, so what do I know? And then we have the S- row, and by the way, don't worry too much about the actual letters, those don't matter as much as the order. This could be A, B, C, and D, and it's pretty much the same message. I'll be honest, I agree with most of this row. The only standout character to me is Scarlet. Scarlet apparently has some crazy untapped potential that we don't know about. Her main weakness does tend to be all of the gaps in her strings, and I think if NetherRealm got rid of a couple of those, she'd be really scary because she has some of the best unbreakable damage in the game, and she's decent at zoning and also counter zoning. So I feel like once they get rid of those gaps and maybe make her a bit faster on some of her strings, she's going to be one of the better characters in the game. And you can quote me on that. If we do get a Kombat Pack 3 and there's an update and they make her faster while also removing some gaps, she's going to be really good. And right here, I want to stare right at the camera. There is somebody in my comment section on nearly every single video who never forgets to downplay Devore. You stop right now and look at this screen. This character is not terrible, alright? She is not garbage. Could she be normalized in some ways? Yeah, but she is good in her own unique way. A very solid character. I'm gonna say it, alright? You've made me say it. If you lose with Devore at this point in the game's life cycle, it's your own fault. She can get the job done just fine. Now, I'm not saying you won't struggle. You may still struggle. I mean, just pick one of these top 5 if all you care about is winning. But I think Devore is actually a pretty fun character, and she's super solid thanks to custom variations. And then we have the A+ tier, and this row I think I disagree with the most. I mean, for starters, we have Sindel in here, and while I do think Sindel might be kind of fair when it comes to offline play, she's also got some ridiculous jank as well. She has the highest unbreakable damage in the game. And then on top of that, she can also counter zone really well because she has one of the best projectiles in the game too. And then finally, if your fingers are fast enough, she has some really tricky cancels, especially for online tournaments. She can be really scary. Now, of course, the catch is a lot of what she does is really unsafe, and a lot of players don't know that. Whenever she is safe, there's usually a gap or some kind of exploit. And then after that, pretty much everything she does is unsafe. So she's either unsafe or she's safe with some gimmicks attached. So that could be why Sonicfox has her here. And poor Melina. I was kind of saying this, I don't think Melina is exceptional, but I do think her projectiles are ridiculously good, but my god, she's got to be faster. She's got to have more consistent combos, more guaranteed damage. She's got to have better range on her mids and just yada yada yada. She's missing so many things, and perhaps worst of all, she's just boring. Not only is she bad, but she's just boring to play. Real talk though, low-key, it's really funny seeing Sonya down here. She was the queen when the game first came out, and now here she is near the bottom. I'm salty about this one though. I don't want to see Frost in this row, and it's kind of interesting because Sonicfox recently started playing Frost, and I honestly disagree with her placement here. I think she would definitely be in the S- row, and maybe even the S row, because she either has even matchups or winning matchups. I don't think she has many losing ones. She's a very solid character, and I think that's mainly because NetherRealm messed up with her. Originally, they wanted her to be a counter zoning character, but then she got some buffs that made her a bit more of a rushdown character and a setup character, and as a result, she just turned out super solid after all the different updates. And once again, I don't think she has any real losing matchups. She's mostly winning or even. But then we have the final row. Of course, Shao Kahn's gonna be here. Everyone knows that Shao Kahn's gonna be here. I made a full video on him. The guy is lacking in so many ways. But then next to him, we have Rambo. So I made a tier list, and everybody kept hounding me saying that I was down playing Rambo, that I did him dirty. And that tier list looked like this. So how do you feel now, Rambo naysayers? Look at Sonicfox. The best player in the world says that he is the second worst character in the game. Once again, there's no order here, so Sonicfox could be implying that Rambo is actually worse than Shao Kahn. Now, do I think that's true? You know what? Maybe. I mean, at least Shao Kahn has some crazy good damage. And if I had the choice, I would definitely rather play Shao Kahn, but that's because Shao Kahn just kind of suits my playstyle a bit more and Rambo doesn't. But I just wanted to dunk on all the naysayers who said Rambo's way too low on your tier list. Well, look at Sonicfox's. There's always further down to go. And that about wraps things up, everybody. We have the tier list from the best player in the world, Sonicfox themselves. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. How do you feel about this tier list? Who would you move around? What does your tier list look like? And then while you're down there, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. It really does help my channel out a ton, especially with YouTube's new algorithm. And by the time this video goes live, we may already have reached 300,000 subscribers, but in case we haven't, make sure to subscribe right now or you're gonna miss your chance. You will not get to be one of the first first 300,000 subscribers, and you don't want to miss that landmark moment on this channel. You want to be a part of history. So make sure to slam that subscribe button and ring that bell as well to get all the future notifications. Make sure to come back next time, everybody, and as always, stay underdogs.